So you can probably imagine that realization as self, as life, as love makes up for a quite different reality. Which is also why we have such a hard time attaining it as human beings, because we're deeply attached to our human existence. We're deeply attached to our human experience, to our human choices, even if they have happened from the narrow perspective. And yes, to truly self-realize, we must lose these attachments. Because our perception itself cannot turn the way of omniscience without it. It cannot become omnipresent at the same time as us clinging to our human existence. So in that sense, we have to be willing to lose our human experience, the way we know it. And I say the way we know it because the thing is that we believe that we know what it means to be human, while actually the birth of a true human is something entirely different than what we're living when we're living as these fear-based beings. So in most ways, it's like it's fear clinging to fear that is taking place in most people's lives. And even the very brave people, even people walking with great awareness or exploring life in different ways, they can have such a hard time of letting go of that that idea of knowing something. To truly face the non-knowing, which is required for us to be able to hear what God is whispering through our hearts. The moment we think we know something, it's over. We have placed ourselves with a conclusion, and we can build ever so many layers and top up on those conclusions, even trying to accumulate knowledge for beings in the knowing, and generate the idea that we understand or that we are something, and we can even have glimpses into and stuff, and then by that make the conclusions that we know. But the fact is that unless our bodies know, we don't know. Unless our bodies, action body of being has unfolded as truth, we don't know. Take a moment to feel what that means to you. Could you face the reality of living a life where you're willing to drop everything that you think you know? So extremely and radically that you are faced right up against this moment, the listening inside and following only what you hear. That is the kind of boldness that is necessary and called for in our choice of love. The gift of it is that if you dare, and if you can say yes to what I just asked, that affects the entire existence incredibly deeply. The moment a human being stands in the knowing, everything else which thinks it's no is shaken at its very foundation and starts collapsing. Because that which can be without needing to know, that is the direct manifestation of life itself. That is a direct access point and draw of the reality of being in through the very flesh, in through the bones, in through the marrow, in through the flesh and the muscles. A human bodily surrender which calls us to deliver ourselves, which calls us to give up the selfishness, the somebodyness on such deep levels that it's very hard to imagine, but can only be arrived at by taking step by step by step out of that contracted fear-based living. To deal with the hardships of feeling what we need to feel to get real.